Right, yeah, just come ashore. Hi everybody and welcome back. It's middle of July 2025. I've come up to Queensland again, out to the Barrier Reef. I'm on my own this time, so I'm launching again, town of 1770. I've got a 35-mile run tomorrow out to Lady Musgrave Island, and then I'm going to hang around for a couple of days out there and then move on to a couple of other islands, hopefully do a bit of spearfishing and line fishing this time around. The weather forecast is looking pretty good. I've got a 15-knot sou'easter tomorrow, so we're going to leave early again, probably 6 AM, and get out there before dark. Being winter, it gets darker quicker. Right, 6:30. It feels like there's a little bit of southerly. It was very quiet where I was anchored last night in there near the beach. Had a bit of rain last night. That went away and it cleared up. It's a beautiful day. There's only one boat I see heading out so far. Perfect day for it. It's going to be nice and warm with a dying breeze, so we've got to get out there and get moving. So I just got myself off the anchor. I'm not even quite ready yet. I've got to get my gear on. Got the main up, just heading out the channel. There's quite a bit of tidal movement around here. And there's a bit of a dog leg in the channel, which I'm not sure if I'll have to take, but I'll probably follow it, seeing you can't see the sand banks at the moment in this light. Ten to 7, we're just coming out the heads here. It's the town used to be called Round Hill once, but they named it 1770 after the second time apparently that Captain Cook set foot on Australian soil. It was very shallow getting out that bar. It's almost low tide, so it got down to a couple of feet deep, so you wouldn't want to do it with any sort of swell, otherwise it'd be high tide only. We're coming around to the course. We're actually almost on the course now, another 20 degrees, pretty much towards the headland. This is where we're heading today, out to Lady Musgrave Island. It's about 33 nautical miles. Compass bearing's 51 degrees, and we've got a southerly or southeast, so it's going to be a beam reach. So it should be a lovely sail out there. Okay, we've cleared land. Got about probably 8 knots of breeze. I'm steering a little bit high of the course, which means into the wind a little bit south. For two reasons. One, to get a little bit more speed because the wind is meant to back off this morning. And secondly, if the wind does swing around a bit more to the southeast like it's meant to, it'll give us a bit better angle to head down towards the island, which you can't see at the moment beyond the horizon. We're doing about 5.5 knots and steering 62. The course is 51, somewhere around that. It's beautiful out here at the moment, not much swell, a little bit of chop on the water, but if we keep up like this, that'll be great. Glorious conditions compared to being home in Sydney in about 15 degrees or whatever it is and rain. Up here it's expected to be 23, 24 degrees today, so it's going to be beautiful. It's just after 8 o'clock. Been going for just over an hour, and we've averaging about 5 knots. We've done about 5 and a bit miles. Just the wind has sort of settled in around that sort of 8-knot mark. At times it's a little bit stronger, so we're getting some nice little bursts of speed at times, but we're sort of settling around the 5-knot average. Right, it's 9 o'clock. The wind's ramped up a bit. It's probably getting 12-15 knots now. We're really starting to rock along here now. We've done about 10.5 miles, and it's getting a bit more exciting now. There's a few little surfs happening. So they did predict this. They said it was going to sort of blow up a bit further out offshore, a bit more breeze, and then supposedly it's going to lighten off later on today. So I'm going to keep it all going for now and make some miles up. Starting to lose sight at 1770. Another couple of hours you won't be able to see land, and we're just sitting on our compass heading. So it's going to be a few more hours before we see any land ahead of us. We're in 10ish now. We've done 16.5 miles. It was pretty windy there for a bit. It was actually dumping sail at times. We're hitting up 8 knots at times. Backed off a little bit again now. A bit more comfortable. It's funny, it's quite cool out here. It's a lot cooler than last time I came 3 years ago. That was in September. So the breeze has got a little bit of a winter tinge to it. Funnily enough, yesterday I posted a picture that I was here, and I had a phone call while I was in town yesterday from a mate of mine who sails on Lake Macquarie, and asked me when I was going to be out there, and he said to me, oh, we're just coming past Fraser Island now in a 50-footer, and we're stopping in at Lady Musgrave tomorrow. 7:30. We've done about 23.5 miles, so a bit over 10 to go. Don't know if you can see it, there's a yacht down over there going the other way. You can just see land back there. It's a really clear day, not a cloud in the sky, so that's about 50k you can see there. Still can't see the island yet. You don't see it until you're about, I think, about 5 or 8 miles, probably 8 miles away from it. So probably another half an hour we should see it. Right, lunch on the run today. Banana on a bread roll. It's good when you're not superstitious, because I reckon that bananas are bad luck on board, but I'm not really superstitious, so hopefully I'll get away with it. It's about 11:45. You can just make out the island on the horizon up there. The actual island now is about 6-7 miles away, and we could probably go straight across the reef today, because it'll be heading up towards high tide when we get there, but we'll see what happens. Otherwise we have to sail up to the entrance of the lagoon, which is another couple of miles to the east. We just see land still, so because it's so clear today, normally you wouldn't probably see that. It's been an awesome sail. I saw a white sea snake on the surface a little while ago. That's been the only sign of life I've seen the whole way. There hasn't been one bird, haven't seen a whale. It's probably a little bit early for them. But, or any fish, nothing, just a sea snake. Closing in on the island, but absolutely blasting along this last hour. Been very wet though, but good sailing. So it's high tide, so you can't see the fringing surrounding reef, so I'm just going to sail up. I know the island's close to the edge of the reef on this side, so I'm just going to cruise down the side here and check it out. So we're officially outside the mainland now. We have been for about half an hour. That's Fairfax Island across across there. Woo. Here we are, people, look at that water. Just gotta watch out with some divers just there. Look at that. I'll get down behind the island a little bit, I'll get some sails down and see about heading in there, seeing it's high tide. Attempt to head in here. The actual main entrance is way down there. But I've come across here before. Last time I was here at high tide, no problem. So just going to motor straight across here and have a little look. Not many boats here this time. Last time we were here there was like 25, 30 boats. Right, yo, just come ashore. Just caught up with my buddy that sailed here. And I've just pulled in here. It's high tide, this will all be dry at low tide, so just came in, I'm just drying some stuff out. Gonna have a bit of a swim. Here's what boats are here at the moment. Not many. Big charter boats. Well, I just saw my first whale. There's a whale breaching just outside the reef here. Just saw it breach. First one today. There's another yacht heading out here as well. We'll have to get out of here shortly. The tide's starting to drop. Not sure if you can see it, but there's a little reef shark just over here swimming around. He's been here the whole time I've been here. Just circling around looking for something to eat. Okay, tidy everything away. Got stuff out of the cabin I need to get out and dried. It's almost high tide now, so I'm going to head back around, probably over that other side, over towards the sand, right over there somewhere for tonight. This here will dry out, so it's no good. Here comes that little shark coming back again. Just in here. Oh, there's two of them. If I don't move, they might come closer. Here he comes. Oh, they just saw me. It's a decent size though. I'm black-tip reef sharks. Right, it's 5:15. We just moved over to the east of all the moored boats. It was the most shallow water we could get into. Still probably about 10 foot deep here, but the tide is on the way out now, so should shallow down a bit and hopefully be a little bit calmer tonight. We need the wind to drop out a little bit. It's still blowing about probably 8 knots, something like that. Look at the colour in this sky. The sun's just gone down. It's getting pretty damn chilly actually, I've got to say. But it is winter, middle of winter. But it's so nice out there. Every time I put the camera down it keeps getting better, so I've had to film a little bit more. Going without the lid tonight with no cover, so it's a little bit windy still, so I'm just cooking down inside the cabin before I make my bed up. Beautiful sunrise, Sunday morning, day 2. Similar day to yesterday. The wind hung around last night unfortunately, so it was a little bit bouncy last night at high tide. Now before you say not another cooking segment, I just want to say I'm having eggs for brekkie on bread rolls and a juice. Now I know cooking segments do get boring and tedious, but when you're sitting out here with not much else to do, it's actually quite a highlight of the day to prepare a meal. So for us dinghy cruisers, the cooking part is quite a big part of the whole deal. It's 10 o'clock. I'm just gonna head out, see if I catch fish for dinner. It's low tide at the moment. You can see the coral really well now. It's beautiful. There's a ship going by the reef. Passage out through the reef that I got to take at low tide because I can't get across the coral. You can get a deep keel boat through here any time pretty much. Very narrow but doable. Some guys in a dinghy that look like they've been diving out there already, so I'm just going to head out around, try and find a spot and see if we can get ourselves a fish. It's coming back in the past with the tide. In. Right, it's 3 o'clock. We went diving today trying to catch some fish, but the place is fairly fished out unfortunately. There's so many people come here I think from the mainland. It gets pretty heavily fished, spearfishing wise anyway, so just come ashore, just going to go for a wander around, show you some bits of the island. This is what the interior of the island looks like. I won't go too far. Looks like there's lots of birds' nests. So being Sunday afternoon, here's the ferry that's coming to pick up all the campers that have stayed here for however long. You can see they've got barrels, all their gear, getting ready to pick up. This thing must come in and land on the beach, I'm thinking. So this is what the campsites look like. It's run by the National Parks and Wildlife Service. It's actually quite cheap to come and camp here per night. Just the expensive part is getting all your gear out here if you have to come on the ferry or one of the day charter boats. Here's another section, it's a bit more open. It's the middle of the island, I'm guessing. It's the track that goes from the lagoon side through to the campus side. There's quite a lot of bird life around. Must be nearly at the other side, I'm thinking. And here we are again. Always a relief to come back around the island and find your boat still there. Especially with this wind blowing offshore. Okay, night two. I decided to stay at Lady Musgrave again tonight. The wind feels like it may die out tonight, so I'm going to stay here, get up super early. And tomorrow we are going to sail from Lady Musgrave. Probably at high tide we might sail between the gap of the two islands at Fairfax and then on to Hoskyn Island, where we'll stay tomorrow night. This has been a godsend. I set up this little piece of clear that I had to stop rain getting in round my tarp when I've got my boom tent up, but I've set it up just as a bit of a windbreak because it's just relentless sitting in this wind the whole time. The only way I can get out of it is if I want to go lay down, but to sit out here of an evening, it's made a big lot of difference to everything. Anyway, another beautiful evening. It's amazing. Weather's been awesome. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'm just going to put the jib up and slowly cruise through the reef. Right, the time is 6:10. Just got the jib up, moon's still out, no sun just yet. It's actually quite a pretty morning. Everyone's still in bed, apart from that fellow that I know from yesterday. We're going to sail early. We're halfway between Boult, Musgrave and Fairfax. There's a few little ways out here. And I was going to go between the two islands, but I'm not so sure now just because of this wave size even at high tide. Because we're not staying here anyway. Would have been nice to have a look at it, but I'll sail by the end of the island, check it out, and have a look. The sun's just starting, well, it is behind that cloud there. It's a whale just over there, guys, going the same way as me along the reef. I heard his sound and I wondered what it was. That whale's still around here somewhere. I've just cleared the end of the reef. You can see the waves breaking on it, so I'm glad I didn't try and go across that one into Fairfax. Even though there's a bit of water, there's only like probably 3 foot of water over the coral, so with those waves that we got, that's big enough for it to turn it into full-on surf. Sun's the wrong angle, you can't really see the island very well, it's so low. So Hoskyn Island's down there in the distance, about 5 miles away I think. Heaps of wind. That's the back of Fairfax. There's quite a bit of breeze out here today, with 15-18 knots. Still just jogging along with the jib up. We got Hoskyn, it's only a couple of miles away now. Okay, we're closing in on the island. Head around this eastern end. Come up the leeward side of the eastern cave. Try and find somewhere in there. It's actually been quite boisterous the last half hour or so. The wind's been sort of cranking up, probably 20 knots. Been getting the odd slosh of water over the side.
Stronger than the forecast and stronger still than squalls. Maximum waves can be twice the forecast height.
Okay, we're just approaching the reef. It's about mid-tide. That's a bit of sunshine. Looks okay to get in with. We can see some dry reef up there. So we'll just take it very cautiously here. So we didn't quite make it into the lagoon, as you can see. The fringing edge of the reef there is dry now. When we first got here it was just underwater, too shallow to get into. So as you can see there's deep water inside there, which is where I went to last time, but we're going to have to wait for the tide to come back in so we can get in over this little bit and into there. So it's going to be a few hours, we'll have to sit here. Okay, it's 2 o'clock and we just managed to get across the reef and into the lagoon. Wow, anyway, that was a few hours there. Had a nice dive though. And I'm just going to go for a little look around here. I'm not going to go around into the main part of the lagoon until the tide, until later on actually, so I can stay out of the wind as long as I can, because that's meant to blow through quite hard tonight. Right back there you can see Fairfax Island, and then just to the right on the horizon there Lady Musgrave, which is about 8 miles away. The lagoon is awesome. We were here last time, 3 years ago. If you watched my last video you'll recognise it. Here's the windward side. The wind seems like it might have backed off a little bit, but it seems to be doing that in the afternoon, and then cranking up again at night, which it's supposed to tonight. Just come across to this eastern quay. It's getting a little bit late to go ashore now, because I'll have to find an anchorage. I was hoping I could anchor just out here, but it's kind of debatable whether it's going to be deep enough at low tide, and it's right near a whole lot of coral. So I think I'm going to have to, well, it's nice, it's a little bit protected. If it was a tad deeper, or if I knew for sure, I'd stay here, but looks like I'm going to have to head back over to the eastern side of the main island there. Rightio, it's 4 o'clock, guys. We've ended up anchoring in between the two islands. I've got a bit of a transit going into the eastern island to the end of the western island there, so I can tell if I'm dragging anchor or not. Anyway, at least while it's still daylight. It's high tide at the moment too, so it should calm down a bit more when the waves stop coming over the reef as much. We're on our own now. There's no one within Kui now. No one much really comes to this place because you've got to have a little boat or a multi-hull shallow raft to get in here. I'm waiting for the weather forecast for tomorrow, because I would like to go up from Hoskyn Island here over to Boult Reef. Now that's a blue zone, which means you're allowed to fish and spearfish. This is a reserve I'm in now, so that's why when I went diving, looked at those trout, I wasn't allowed to have my spear gun with me. So we'll go over tomorrow to there. It's about another 4 miles, and that reef has no quay, so we've got to get there and make sure we get in early enough tomorrow, and we've got to check the weather to make sure it's going to be all right, and stay the night there tomorrow night. And from there we'll head back into 1770. So it's a bit further north, which means if it's southeast, the wind will be a little bit more on the nose, but it still should be like a close reach, hopefully. And the wind is supposed to lighten off on Wednesday. Ben's fried rice with a can of tuna for dinner tonight, guys. Had to put some soy sauce in it. She was a bit dry. And I'm bouncing around all over the show out here. It's high tide, dark, and it's not always a lot of fun out here. If you got seasick, you'd be probably not eating dinner right now. But anyway, we'll get through it. Just cruising along under the jib again. I've been steering at about 320 degrees, which should bring me to the edge of the reef. I don't use a chart plotter, so I just use my old paper charts and compass bearings. So I'm starting to see some breaking waves over there. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So I can see that's the reef. Now I've just got to look to the western side of it to head for, to cruise in around the back of it. That's a lot more pleasant today. There's still probably, there's probably 10-12 knots of breeze now, so it's a lot more comfortable. Right, we're just skirting down the reef edge at the moment. There's a couple of whales over here. It seems like they like to hang around the edges of these reefs. There's one just back over here. Oh, there he goes, just breached. And there's also one down the leeward side. I just saw breach somewhere over in that direction. Oh, there he is. I can see a splash out over that way. I wouldn't like to be sailing around here in the dark, not without some kind of navigation with a screen, so you can see where the reef is exactly. You can see that whale right down the distance, splashing his tail up and down. That's what I don't want right next to me. Having a go at it. Wow. just anchored up on the edge of the reef here. I'm not going into the lagoon because I don't want to get stuck in case I don't want to stay. So I'm going to listen to the weather report, which will be on shortly, to make a decision. I can always hang around out here and go in at high tide later on, but I'll go for a dive shortly. I'm just waiting to hear this weather and so on. But yeah, we're going to go for a dive, see if we can catch something. It's about 9 o'clock I think now, so hopefully all the big sharks are not searching for feed anymore. And see how we go. Then the breeze is still up. I don't know, we might head back in after that. Okay, it's 10:30, had my dive, no luck. Nothing big enough worth spearing, so that I can see anyway. So I decided I'm going to head in. The wind's still sort of, 12 knots sort of plus. My air mattress has got a slow leak, so I've had the last 2 nights with a half blown up bed. So we've got a good easterly wind, and I'm thinking it did back around a bit more to the east, so I'm going to take it and head in. I didn't hear the weather report either this morning. It must be too far away with my radio, so I'm not exactly sure what's in store for us. Maybe no breeze tomorrow, so I'm going to head in. Okay, looks like we've got a nice setting. .210, just puts it just off the beam. Okay, I'll get the headsail up. Ease her out. Get rid of that. Alright, flying out of here. Now, ready to go. And go forward. Oops, alright, we got a jam up. Oh, that's still done. Okay. Tighten that off. Pull down line. We're away rocking. Okay. Whew, this is nice. Get on course. Cracker. They're going for an hour now. It's just a brilliant sail. Just reaching along. Lovely. Can't see land yet, so just going on the compass course to get me into hopefully closer around hill before I see it. So I'll get on the steer for it. Hopefully going a little bit south of it just to give me a little bit of windward advantage. I can then run off a bit rather than having to come up into the wind together. You can see up on the foredeck there, that black pole, that's a bowsprit that I've installed. The idea of that is I'm going to use it for light weather for a big reaching sail, just to give it a little bit more power, because the headsail's not real big on this boat. And the other thing I was going to talk about is my version of a tiller impeder. So what it is, it's a piece of 8mm shock cord, and underneath the tiller I've got that bent piece of aluminium. So how I work it, when you want to take it off, is you just let it go like so, and when you want to re-engage it, just bring it forward and hook it in. Now it's not rope, so it allows a little bit of give in the tiller. What I like about it is that I can pretty much leave it on there while I'm sailing, and it sort of helps me steer. If I want to just look away for a minute, it steers along the course, and then I can come back to it. Whereas if I had a solid rope version, I think you've got to let them fully on or off. So this just kind of helps with the steering a bit, and it's there quickly if I want to just reach forward and do something, come back without even having to take it on or off. Okay, it's 12:30. The wind's backed off a bit. There's a little bit of dirty cloud up that way. I think it's sort of lightening off the breeze. Anyway, we've covered a few good miles, so hopefully it lasts like this to get us in there before dark. (2:30). Spinnaker's down, the wind's gone back into the southeast. It lightened off for a while. I thought it was going to be none at all. We're only trickling along at like 3 knots for a bit. And there's a big rain cloud down that way that's sort of hopefully going to pass through behind us. Yeah, we've still got sort of 17 miles I think to go. Oh, I've roughly got about 10 miles to go. And it'd be a lovely sail if it wasn't so miserable with the sun gone. But anyway, it's still quite warm really. Wow, stoked. We've got some sun to finish on by the look of things. It's been 3 hours looking like rain for the last 3 hours. I've got a couple of miles to go to 1770, so another half hour. It's 4:30. I'll be probably coming in around 5 o'clock. It's been a bit wet, so I'm really happy to see that sunshine. Right, 5:20. Just barreling in for the boat round, hoping to get there and get unpacked before dark.